expands the acceptance, removes the tolerance. Tolerance is an equation between the superiority and the inferiority, whereas acceptance, you include both aspects of it. Now, once we form as a unit, the direction has to be a well thought out, communicated, cooperated, and coordinated effort. When we gather as one unit, usually, benefit of doubt, we come in with good intention. See, when something gets messed up, we always fall back to that statement. But I intended well. I did not want to hurt or harm or create any restlessness. I intended well. Then where did it go wrong? Usually I explain this with Mr. Raoji's example. Have you heard of my Raoji's example? As I start saying it, probably you will say, ye wala Raoji. So Raoji was from a small town. He had worked in the local post office for a while, for 35 years. He had been promoted to the highest post there. And after 35 years, he retired. He was very loving, kind-hearted one. Everybody loved him. So they said, the best, something as a gift, as a token of our love. So they brought him a good piece of cloth, nice, comfortable cloth. They said, Raoji, stitch yourself a nice pair of pajama kurta. So as he was returning back, he gave that piece for stitches. He went to the tailor, gave the measurements, and maybe a week or so later, he picked it up. And as he was checking it out, the kurta was like perfect fit, comfortable and perfect fit. But as he wore the pajama, it was like the modern day youth who have half their jeans hanging somewhere down on the floor, and the brand of their undergarment is visible. And then while walking, they keep pulling it and keep walking. He felt a little uncomfortable because this pajama was about an inch and a half longer. So he went to his wife. He said, Sunti ho? Aji sunti ho? Listen up, this pajama is a little long and I measured it. Can you cut 1 inch and then fold it ½ inch and hem it in? She said, the Sundays usually I am committed to Chinmaya mission. You know that I go every Sunday. He went to his daughter-in-law. The daughter-in-law also said the same thing. That I have to go with the kids. I have also signed up as a teacher. He went to his daughter who was in the college. He said, I would have done it, Dad, but a couple of friends, we are gathering together for this new movie that has been released. Can I take care of this later? So finally, Raoji thought, what big deal? Take a scissors and cut it and stitch it in, right? So let me try. First time, there's always a first time for everything. So he picked up the scissors, measured 1 inch on both legs, and then cut that 1 inch, folded it in, and stitched it however he could. And hung his pajama and went out. His wife, who left early from the mission, she saw that poor thing. He never asks anything. Very rarely does he ask. And so she went and dutifully picked that pajama, cut 1 inch, folded ½ inch, and hemmed it in. The daughter-in-law, after feeding all the kids and everything, found some time. She also went in very dutifully, cut another 1 inch, folded ½ inch, and hemmed it in. While this was happening, a daughter, her program got cancelled, so she had stayed back home. She had also done the same thing. Cut 1 inch, fold half inch, and hemmed it in. By the time Raoji came back, he said, I left a pajama here. How did it suddenly become a little short of shy of a short? They were all well intended, weren't they? Their intentions were very clear, very pure hearted, wanted to help, wanted to serve. What was lacking? Communication and coordination. Very key points, right? That it has to be communicated well and it has to be coordinated well. Without the cooperation, coordination, and communication, the unit, however well intended, cannot be a positive impact, cannot be a positive product. It cannot bring positivity into the environment. So don't just claim that my intentions are great. Great. But communicate and coordinate it so that we can achieve something higher. From what perspective was this written? Now imagine, as a Hindu community, we are world's largest. How much is our population? 1.6. 1.6 billion, and having released that census, they say plus or minus 200,000-300,000. 3-4 लाख इधर उधर हो सकता है ना, 3-4 मिलियन इधर उधर हो सकता है. और the number of people that died in World War I and II put together, that much number of population is plus or minus. Imagine if we all gather in as one unit, prioritize as to what has to be contributed for a seamless society, and then work together, pooling all our resources, gearing up towards that particular cause, one after the other, one by one. Having repaired ourselves from within, can you imagine the amount of staggering seva that we could do for the entire humanity? We have about 100-150 people sitting here. Even this 150 coming together, the output would be staggering, if you can imagine that. I mean, a part of us already have been contributing, right? Because every aspect of Chinmaya Mission, the way it runs, is purely because, and every time I think of it, my heart fills with such gratitude. I'm wearing these color clothes. My job 24/7 is this. My life is this. But when I look at these people who have contributed, who have come forward to volunteer at various levels, you have your family life, you have your professional life, you have your friends and the other responsibilities. In spite of all that, all the teachers and all the volunteers and all the sevaks, they dedicate a consistent 36 weeks. There are some Monday through Friday they travel. By Sunday they are all geared up to spend the entire Sunday so that our next generation is benefiting. That gearing up together, we are able to serve about 1,400 kids. So whatever is being spoken is not just a mere thought, it's not a euphoric thought, but it is something that can be achieved, provided we all stand as one. Benefit from each other, and as a group be a benefit for entire community, entire society, entire nation. So much so that I would say it extends that we can pick certain aspects of seva, service, or whatever we can contribute to the society, and all of us gear up that across US, if there is that activity being done, wouldn't it be a proud moment where you say, yes, that must be a Hindu doing it? Can you imagine is there a possibility for it? That is the strength of unity. But when we gather as one unit, the kids used to stop at a wrong place. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight. Ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values. Where is the strength? The strength is in that value system. Let me ask this question, a very open-ended question. Is it really difficult to be a human being? To live as a human being? thousands of people, Gurudev is dancing with MS Subbalakshmi ji. And he says, celebrate. And she's like, what? I'm saying I'm having these all diseases and other things and I'm finding it difficult. Celebrate because only the one who is alive can have illness. If that is the bottom line, yes, I am alive, everything else can be handled. Many of us have not seen the diversified experience of poverty or devastated. Like if you look at Ramayana or Mahabharata, the amount of hardships that they had to go through. In comparison to that, probably we have not even a percent of it. Like say Bhagavan Krishna. Where was he born? That's why the politicians also say, right? अरे जेल कहाँ जा रहा हूं, हम तो श्री कृष्ण जन्म स्थान जा रहा हूं. Do you know who I was trying to imitate? Where am I going to jail? I'm going to Punya Kshetra, Sri Krishna Janmasthan. He was born in jail. Within an hour of birth, he was separated from his biological parents. As soon as he got shifted there, by the third month, there were assassination attempts on him regularly. Putana, starting from Putana. By the time he was 9 years old, he was separated from his adopted parents as well. I mean, in a psychological, constantly, there's so much happening. As soon as he was separated from his adopted parents, he has not even entered Mathura. There is this elephant, Kuvalaya, attacking him. Chanura Mushtika attacking him. Kamsa attacking him. Can you imagine the life with so much of constant devastating experiences? The hardships that Lord Rama had to go through. The hardships that the Pandavas had to go through. The first assassination attempt on them was when they were 5 years old. They were poisoned. It's a different story that it turned out to be a blessings to Bhima. And we would love to rub it into our children. Right? We are trying to give that which we never had when we were growing up. We didn't have a smartphone. We didn't have a room for ourselves. Right? Don't we rub it into them? But really speaking, we have not seen the, as they say, the rock bottom. We may have volunteered to more than what we take. Honestly living the life, a noble life of sacrifice and service. See, one thing, one trend that I've seen with the high schoolers and the college students, I interact with them a lot, is they'll mess up somewhere thoroughly. They'll do something really wrong, bad, and then they come back and confess, say that I messed it up or whatever. And now I have to, contain the situation and build it up and do something good about it. I said, what happened to your buddhi? Why can't you think? At least I'm honest. As if they're doing me a favor. Have you had the children come back and say, at least I'm being honest? Honesty thrives only in the platform of integrity. Disintegrated honesty doesn't thrive. Are you getting my point? When internally we are disintegrated and have flaws and have wrong standpoints and wrong convictions, and being honest about that, it doesn't help. It doesn't provide a scope for growth. Provided that the inside is integrated and that integrated effort is put out honestly, that honesty gives a good room, a healthy room for growth. Otherwise, it will be like that famous shloka that we chant in front of the Lord in puja. Papoham, papakarmoham, papatma, papasambhava. Bhagavan is also standing there. अब बस कर यार, जानता हूं, I know it. How long will we keep playing the victim attitude that I am like this, what to do? Change. That's why I don't like certain bhajans. मैली चादर ओढ़ के आऊं कैसे तेरे द्वार, धोखे आ धोखेबाज, उसी पे रोना धोना है? मैली चादर ओढ़ के wash. Who's stopping you? That changed integrated personality honestly when puts effort. And in that honest effort, it is not that the world will accommodate you. We have to accommodate the world. As I see many of you wearing glasses. When you go to the ophthalmologist, that I can't read properly or I can't see the things in distance, or just that my lenses are bad, my pupil or whatever, that lens inside is bad. As a corrective measure, what do the ophthalmologists do? Do they change the world or do they change our vision? What Vedanta does is also the same thing. The ophthalmologist is also eye specialist. Vedanta is also eye specialist. I, the ego. Change this perspective and the way we can honestly work by accommodating the world around. How should the effort be? Maximum output, minimum input. What is our attitude right now? Minimum output, maximum input. How little that I have to do to earn and make big. A very scary thought among the high schoolers. Whenever I ask them, what do you want to become? I don't know what I want to become, but I would definitely want to hit big, retire early by 40, sit back, relax, enjoy the life. Adadadadadada. I don't burst their bubble saying that there's never a moment in life where there is sit back, relax, enjoy, even in the flight. Such a wrong concept. First of all, you are the thin one sitting there. And if you are sandwiched between two seats, Baba re Baba. Because they are overflowing personalities. You are like, and then they say, now push back, sit, relax. How push back? And they make a big deal. Now push your seat back. There is no sit back, relax, enjoy life. Stand upright, walk forward, move forward, and while doing so, enjoy life. Otherwise, we'll be singing that old song. Aega, aega, aega. नहीं आएगा. There's never that moment. A constant effort is the way of life. And it should be, one of the presidents of US mentioned it, I think. Ask not what the nation has done to you, but ask what you have done to the nation. JFK? I thought it was JFK, right? Huh. Right from beginning, we are, of course, there is our, especially the Indian mindset. We have been oppressed for 2 millenniums. Every culture tried to take a piece of us. The Pathans, the Muslim Mughals, the Mongolians, the Chinese, the Greek, even before that, then the Persians, then the French, the Dutch, Spanish. No, that's a big chunk. So the end. Then the British, for 2 millenniums constantly. But there is something amazing about our Hinduism, that in spite of all that, we are standing straight, moving forward. There are other societies, there are other nations, other countries that have been wiped out after third attack. The Romans, the Greek, the Assyrians, Mayans, Babylonians, they wiped out clean. As a Bharatiya, the Bharatiyatva has been maintained thanks to the age-old tradition that it has kept us alive. We are not a wiped out community. Yes, we have gone through 2 millenniums of slavery, oppressed conditions. The moment that oppressed condition was removed and that independence got, the only thing that was like a focal point, I, me, myself. Your mark, you have to find your footing amongst that competition. A tough deal. So coming out of that mindset wherein for generations we have not seen what wealth means, what comfort means, what luxury means. Initial beginning, yes, we'll have a kick out of it. I understand. As an individual mindset, as a society mindset as well. But how long it is I, me, myself? That is the way my dad would threaten us. Whatever I have earned, I'll spend every penny out. But I'll make sure that when you're growing up, you get the best of education. What you make out of it is your choice. Don't look back saying that, my parents will earn and they'll forward it to you. I have earned it, I'll make use of it by serving others. I'll spend every penny in that. I've given you enough, you make your life. Otherwise, we keep hoarding and hoarding. Even the mindset has changed in such a setup wherein all that we focus is getting more and more and more. Initially, when I was here, I was ashamed to look at my closet or things. Even as a sannyasi, the need should be minimal. I used to get these many sweaters and pullovers, and it would be. I didn't know what to do with them. I finally came up with a plan. That dete raho, aao. And put them all in 2 suitcases and go to India and distribute to those who need it. For my basic essential living, I don't need that much. Happy is a person who is not happy is the person who is not having more things, but happy is the person who can live off minimal, simple, inside and outside. Once that conviction sets in, then I am ready to give. I am ready to share. I am ready to produce more than what I have taken. Like as simple as this person was complaining, oh, in the job there's so much of demand and it's so stressful. And I said, pause. What is your salary? How much do they pay you? With all gone, 120K. Now, if they have to give you 120K, how much should you give them to afford you a 120K? Shouldn't it be way more than what they are giving you? Simple logic. Does the logic make sense? Just to make, because you're all like, I can't read that expression, therefore I'm asking. Now, here it is an appeal for only the intellect. भाड़ में जाए heart. Why? दिल कुछ कुछ करता है. You have that attitude? Attitude. Before that, one of the 13 apostles of Christ was welcomed in India. He liked this environment so much that instead of going back, he settled down, and his burial ground is still a sacred place, St. Thomas. I think his thing is somewhere near Chennai. By who? No, not the locals. They were hired, the story goes that they were hired by the Christians to kill him because he was talking about adapting into the local tradition. Though at the end of the day, even today, when you go to Kerala and Tamil Nadu, you will see the church having a Dhwajastambha. You will see that there is a Kumkumarchana done to Mary and a coconut broken, which is what he was proposing then, for which he was stoned to death. But he was welcomed, and there is a huge group, and they're called uh, that church is called Saint Thomas or Saint Thomas Mount. So there is a group. So all these, so much so we talk about the Zen and the martial arts that went from South India. Pallava king, his son was the one who established in China. That acceptance only our religion gives. The acceptance wherein it says that all these are different paths to the same goal. Do you find any Islam say that? Has it ever spoken that? If they have spoken, there is no need for conversion. तू तेरे राम में भला, मैं अपने मौला में भला. There is no need. And the atrocities in the name of God was not necessary. Now, of late, there has been this new thought that I've been hearing, I've been questioned, that in your scriptures there is a reference of a character like Jesus. There is a reference of Allah, not Allah, the Muhammad in your scriptures. Well, if you find that relevance and commonness, we don't mind you joining. We have scores of gods, one more God, we don't mind. We have failed as a community to do that, to serve our own kith and kin. And thereby Gurudev's inspiration was, why can't we help ourselves? So in the last 60 years, that has been the effort. That there have been so many who have taken the same formula and started applying it. And hopefully there are many who participate. And whenever I say that we have 1400 kids and many clap, I say 1400, please don't clap, hold on. We have 100,000 Hindu families in Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex area. And of that 100,000 Hindu families, we are serving what, 1%? Then we should have been serving, if not a large number, at least about 10%, 15%. Then we can make a difference in the society. I mean, that is the idea with which we are working. So you're just saying what we believe in. But there should be some start, right? So yes, it is missing. Where does it start? In an effort like this. So we are on that path. Hopefully we will succeed sooner than later. So we'll continue with it next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.